Here's a chart to really help illustrate these degrees of damage and what they actually mean. Now we'll start with the SBOs, or small barns and farm outbuildings, as our damage indicator. Now this DI has 8 degrees of damage that an investigator will use to calculate possible wind speed ranges. Now our graph here has got wind speeds along the bottom axis and the different EF ratings across the top. The left axis is kind of like a video game health status, from 100% health at the top all the way down to 0 or total destruction at the bottom. Now, using our little barn icon, we're going to chart these degrees of damage so you can really visualize just how vulnerable some of these structures and land features are. You can see that our barn isn't standing up to much more than a strong EF1 tornado, showing total destruction likely around 110 miles an hour. Just like a well-trained forensic engineer or a more experienced property adjuster like yourself, we're not going to stop at just one collateral indicator. We're going to look for several common damage indicators that you might run into on your next tornado claim. In a residential setting, you're likely to see these freestanding poles and street lights. There are only 3 degrees of damage for this category, but these are common features you're going to see. Street lights fare a little bit better than your average barn, but not by much. And EF2 is likely to spell the end for them. Electrical transmission lines, or ETLs, are common in a residential scenario. Their 6 degrees outline a little bit hardier performance, with the larger metal transmission trusses making it into the EF3 range before the risk of total collapse. But broken wood power poles happen back at about 120 miles an hour. Now, trees are one of our favorite collateral indicators, and the National Weather Service saw to it that we get 2 different types of tree DIs. The first is for hardwood trees like oaks and maples. Their degrees of damage range from downed branches all the way to stripped, debarked trees. Now, we expect these hardier wood trees to sustain pretty substantial winds, but they start to uproot pretty early on, like you can see here on the graph. The last collateral indicator, or DI, we're going to touch on today is softwood trees like pines and spruces. They don't fare quite as well as their hardwood counterparts. Once they reach the EF scale period, the less dense tree causes them to potentially snap, both large limbs and even down to the trunks like you see here.